Opendoor just printed a sell signal on the 45-minute chart, and we're going to go over the chart analysis and see what levels the price could potentially drop to and what we can expect going forward. But before we do a full analysis on the Opendoor stock, I want to bring you this stock, PYXS. And this is just a quick update. If you don't care about this and you just want to see the Opendoor information, I'll put a timestamp in the comment section. From the time I first brought you this stock, it's currently up over 58%. So I tell you, I try my best to bring you very undervalued stocks on this channel. And the price movements, the rally that happens is like amazing. So I saw one person, I made this video see about 2 weeks ago when I was trading at $1.37, and I saw a few comments. One person said they did buy 210 shares. So I hope you're like in great profit right now. Please give this video a like and subscribe to the channel because I try my best to bring you undervalued stocks. And where else can you take advantage of like almost 60% gain in like 2 weeks? That's like insane. And I have a pretty good track record of finding undervalued stocks. Again, like it doesn't go up in a straight line. From the time I bought the video, it did dip a little bit, but then once it started rallying back up, like you're looking at a 60% gain. So nothing just goes straight up in a line. At this point, I would say stay cautious because it could come back down and test this 50-day moving average on the 45-minute chart, even though it looks like it is on a rally. So this isn't undervalued to the extent that it was when I first brought you this stock, but this is still, I believe, a pretty good stock that has great rally potential. Like if you go, I'm not going to go into a full analysis. This is just the update. So go take a look at the original video. You see like the reason why I have this 383 line drawn up here. And what we're seeing for like the past, like, 4 or 5 days is higher highs and higher lows. And if this trend continues, then it could just keep going up until a big dump. And that's when you'll know, like, okay, like the momentum is done for now and let's exit out of the stock. So for example, even if today it comes all the way down to like $1.70, it's still a higher high and a higher low. So the stock is still on an uptrend. If it breaks this trend of higher highs and higher lows and it prints like a lower high and a lower low, then we're in the short term, the momentum is done. And then you have to wait and take the profit. Even right now, like if you're in 50% profit, like don't get greedy. Don't wait. Don't think it's going to go straight up to like $2, $3. Just take the profit and then wait for the next, the next signal. But overall, the stock looks great because we're waiting to see for this stock in the next like month or two is a golden cross. We want to see a golden cross where the 50 crosses over 200. So just on the technical basis, the chart looks amazing. Again, I brought you this stock when I was trading at only like $1.37 2 weeks ago. And you take a look at a lot of my videos. I'm pretty good at bringing you stocks like when they're undervalued right before they're about to go on a rally and explain in the video how I find it. You could just, if you keep watching my videos, you could probably start finding these type of stocks on your own. So please subscribe to this channel and turn on your post notification and leave a comment. I'll respond to every single person who leaves a comment. Also, let's try to get this video to 100 likes. We're so close to getting one of my videos to 100 likes. So let's try to make it happen on this video. Let everyone watching it right now just hit the like button. Let's try to get to 100 likes. Okay, now Opendoor stock. So I made a video last Friday on Opendoor and OPAT stock, and everything in that video stands. But it did, again, because it doesn't just keep going up and up and up. Like we had a big, profit taking event on all the stocks. Like Opendoor was like rallying, like it rallied. Like look at this, from say Wednesday to Friday, it went up like 40%, which is absolutely insane. So for like a 13% correction, that's like, that's not a big deal. But we did get a buy signal on the super trend, and the buy signal on this chart has been pretty accurate. As you can see, like when we had this first buy signal, insane rally. And then when we had this sell signal, from the time it printed the sell signal, like let's take it from here, it traded down around like 15%. So here we got our sell signal. Again, just be worried because I think what's going to happen is that it's going to come up a little bit. Maybe it'll try to like break this previous trend line that I've drawn here. And as you can see, it's like coming up right up against this trend line, trying to like break it. And it might break it. It might come up like to like say 650 again. But in the next couple of days, you're going to see it like trade down. You're going to see it trade down and go below this 50-day moving average, similar to what it did like right here before the rally picks back up again. Again, the main date we have on our mind is like September 13. I believe it's next Wednesday when the Fed rate cut is announced, and everyone's pretty much expecting a cut for sure. Not only that, they're expecting some announcements that says that there will be a rate cut until the end of the year. So that's the big catalyst. Again, anything can happen. It's not like the rate cut is as of right now in the general atmosphere, what all the pundits are predicting, it's like, yeah, it's like a certain, it's like a 99% certain. But you know what? It's still 99. It doesn't mean it's 100%. We have to wait till the day of. And if for whatever freaky reason the rate cut doesn't happen, expect everything to freaking dump. Like Opendoor is gonna dump like all the way down to like maybe even $2 or God knows like $1. It's just going to be a massive, massive dump, and all the people buying put options on all the different stocks that are tied to the Fed rate cut, which a lot of stocks are. This one, Opendoor and OPAD, is directly tied to it, so they're going to like they're going they're going to rob the bank with their put options. So we still have to wait for next Wednesday and see what the announcement is. We're waiting to see if the Fed rate cut happens. But in the short term, I think in the next couple of days, the stock, because it printed the sell signal, and look, it traded below this trend line. Let's take a look at the trend line more clearly. So this is a trend line that I've drawn like a couple of videos ago, and as you can see, like it when it broke above the trend line, it like rallied like couple like 10-15%. But when we go to the 4-hour chart, it's a more clear picture. It broke below this trend line and it printed a sell signal. It did both of them at the same time. Below the trend line, printed a sell signal, and as of right now making this video, is struggling to break above this trend line again. And by the time you see this video, it might break it or it might not. Doesn't matter. But in the next few couple of days, it's not going to go back to the previous all-time high. It's going to trade, around this range. Let me draw some lines. So it will trade between around, like, say, this range. It will trade between 565 and 493. So it'll trade between this range. And then it will definitely, overall, the stock is on an uptrend. But in the short term, if you want to like take profit or wait for a next buy signal, this is the information that you need. Again, nothing is trading advice. It's not financial advice. I'm just giving you the information and education, and use this education to come up with your own strategy. And one more thing, let's take a look at the weekly. So on the weekly, as you can see, a similar pattern. We have a higher high and lower low. Again, this week just started, so but we already printed a higher high this week, because earlier today it tapped the high end of the price. So let's go back today. So again, this was earlier today. Earlier today, it kind of went all the way to $7. So it printed like a new local all-time high earlier today, and then boom, like 10-15% bump. But what this tells us is that when we look at the weekly chart, is that that's a good sign overall, because on the weekly we still have a higher high, but it could very easily come down and print a lower low, because the low for the previous week was around $5.90. And yeah, and you can see on the chart, like, especially if it comes down to like $5.50 area, then yeah, it will print a lower low, which means like it will go into consolidation. It's like this uptrend that we see, where like week over week, higher high, lower low, it's over, and it's going to trade sideways or maybe even a little bit down for like at least until next Wednesday, when the Fed rate cut is going to be announced. But again, this is very normal. This is exactly how stocks behave. They don't just keep going up in a straight line. That doesn't make any sense, because I first introduced this stock to you around like 71 cents. And from here, we had this massive rally. And then look, for the next couple of weeks, like a good amount of weeks, it like traded down, and then on another massive rally. So we could see something similar happen. It could just trade down for like, I don't think it will be a couple of weeks, because again, we have to wait and see what happens next Wednesday. I keep saying it over and over, because that is a very important date, the Fed rate cut announcement. But in the short term, for the next couple of days, it is going to consolidate and it's going to trade sideways. Especially because if you take a look at the super trend indicator, we did get a sell signal. For now, for the short term, the euphoria is gone. And the way I'm thinking, because I have OfferPress stock, which is trading in tandem with this one. So I'm thinking of taking my profit on OfferPad stock, or even if it's like almost at a break even, and then using some of that money to trade options on Opendoor. And so if you want to see options play on Opendoor, then definitely subscribe to the channel, turn on your post notification, and give this video a like, because I will be doing that. I will be doing the options play on Opendoor. And one video previously, and a lot of you guys said you do want to see more options play, so I will do that. And I will, instead of like So I will do that because I feel like a lot of you guys are interested in. Again, it's like very risky for me. I don't like it's kind of I think of it as like gambling because you have to be right on direction and time. So which is like, it's just statistically like 80% chance of losing money, but it makes for a fun video. So if you guys enjoy watching that, subscribe because I'll be posting some options play. I would rather just own the underlying stock because, if it starts trading down, I can just ride it out or take profit at break even. But options are super risky, but it is kind of fun when it does go your way. It's not so much fun when it doesn't, but I guess it makes for a good video anyway. So if you guys want to see that, subscribe, turn on your post notification. This was a quick update on the Opendoor stock. And I hope you guys enjoyed this information. I will see you on the next video. Thank you for watching.